Okay. It's almost more than 1.5 years ago. I was on another WHU event. It was called WHU 3-Day Startup. It was the first startup event I've ever joined. And back then I went to Founder with the previous head of Entrepreneurship Roundtable. I mean, the event was so nice, it was so good, and it was my first touch point with the startup scene, and it really made me to dig deeper and get more insights into the startup scene. And Victor was the previous head of Entrepreneurship Roundtable in 2016 and 17. He asked me, "Hey Patrick, I can definitely see the enthusiasm about startups. Would you like to join our small group?" And we are the Entrepreneurship Roundtable, and we do lots of stuff in the startup scene. It would be definitely great to have you on board. Yeah. Okay, so I think the ER has helped me in several ways. So I would say first of all, I've gained a very broad network from the ER. So if I just have a look on the numbers in my network numbers on LinkedIn or Xing or whatsoever, I think it increased like hell, like I don't know, 500%. And I think this was mainly driven by the event my team organized at the beginning of this year. So the first point would be the network, and the second thing the ER really helped me was to to finally get a job in the startup scene, because it's so funny to see that people in the startup scene, they ask for other people who has been in the startup scene for some years, and if you want to land a job in a nice and cool startup, you have to show them at least something which has to do with the startup life. For example, I have been in banking for almost 7 years, and then I really wanted to get a job in the startup scene. At the moment I joined the roundtable, and it was so tough because people always ask me, "Hey, what kind of experience do you have in a startup?" And I was like, "Startup? No, I've never been in a startup. I've never worked in a startup. I've just have all my professional experience in the banking industry." 100% of the startups, they rejected my application. And then after I finished my MBA, and I could also say, "Hey, look, I'm now a member of the Entrepreneurship Roundtable, and we do lots of stuff in the entrepreneur scene, and I have now a better and greater network." It was much easier to finally find a new job in the startup scene. On a personal level, I would say the organization of the event, it really helped me to develop my own skills. So I would say managing a team of 13 people was first of all very challenging because I had to coordinate everything. Like, okay, you do the marketing, you do the strategy, and you take care of the speakers and so on. I have been head of a branch and I managed 11 people, but I think it's different if you work with like-minded people. This, and on the other side also, at the day of the event, I spoke in front of 150 people, and I really needed to get out of my comfort zone. And I think it's so important in the startup scene. If you managing your own startup, you have to convince people that you're doing a great job, and I think it helps if you have spoken in front of such a big audience. So I would say the ER is the family for all the startup founders within the WHU community. So first of all, I really want to stick to the WHU Entrepreneurship Roundtable and help the new members of the roundtable to organize their things and try to help them. So this is like what I want to give back to the roundtable, to help the new students also get into the startup scene. because what I've sensed during my time here at WHU is like people come here and they are so much focused on consulting. And I try to convince people that nowadays it's much more, makes more sense to join a startup than a consultancy firm, because you learn so much more than in a consultancy firm. So for example, if you join another consultancy firm, they just push you to learn a certain thing within the business area. So for example, if you're a consultancy for processes, you just learn processes. If you're a consultant, I don't know, for M&A, you just learn all the things about M&A. But if you join a startup, it's not like you're responsible for M&A, you're responsible, okay, M&A is not the best thing for a startup, but if they say, okay, you're responsible for marketing, in a startup it's a completely different way. You join the startup, and at the very first day you say, the managing director says, okay, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do, I don't know, whatsoever. And then you realize, hey, I've never learned these kind of things. And then you go back to your managing director and say, look, I joined the startup, I'm in the marketing team, but I don't have any kind of experience, let's say, in the data science. And then the managing director says, me neither. So, but we need to do it, yeah? We need to get our things going. And so for me, I'm going to join a really nice startup in November. The company is called Breuer. And yeah, let's see, I will be responsible to build the B2B business. So they're now in the business for 3 years, but just in B2C. And yeah, let's see how it turns out.
That's great. Thanks a lot, Patrick, for the interview, and all the best for all your future endeavors.
And I can just say to all the students and prospects for the ER, just apply for an MBA and go to this initiative to really get into the startup scene and yeah, make the best out of it.